we know we turn heads. Any gender. We hired without seeing the portfolio. I think nobody would accept this, and people might laugh seeing how two founders have hired the whole team without seeing portfolio. I'm sure they have the team members now, the heads, the two heads, they have seen the portfolio and hired more designers. It's not like syncing the calendar. I think Indian weddings are difficult. Very difficult. But we enjoy doing that. Yeah. But we didn't see anything happening there. So it was just like, we love doing it and we're getting money for it. But that also led to Suta. Yeah. Because we thought, let's do something controlled. Like, let's do product photo shoots.
Hello everyone, I'm back with season 2 of Chasing Creativity, and today I have with me two beautiful ladies who have sort of revolutionized saris in the country. They've come up with a brand that you must have definitely heard about. Suta? Yes. I think most of us have at least one Suta sari in our wardrobe. And I'm going to talk to Taniya and Sujata Biswas about their brand, about their creative process, and everything that went into the making of Suta. Welcome to Chasing Creativity.
Thank so happy to be here. And you said a wrong thing in the intro. 3 beautiful ladies here.
Thank you.
I'm wondering, she didn't tell much about Suta. What did she say wrong? I'm like, good one. Yes.
So what I do know about Suta is that you girls came from a small town with no real background in fashion, in the entire world of fashion. Saris too were part of your childhood in the sense that your mother wore it, the older women in the family wore it. You all maybe wore it on a festive occasion or whatever. And you all trained to get into the corporate world, you all were engineers. And how did saris happen to you? What was this? I know it's going to be a long story, but give it to me in short. How did this evolution happen? Anyone can go first.
It's a lot to do with our childhood. The way we have grown up, it plays a major role in what we have done. Mom always told us that you have to be independent, and hence we studied what we studied. We are engineers and MBAs, and that was either you're a doctor or engineer, max lawyer. We didn't know any other profession. Fashion was not even in the picture ever. So we never thought about it, but we always traveled to local places for holidays. That used to be the fancy version of Ma saying that, oh, you have the best of holidays planned for you, And we used to go to a local village and, swim in the ponds, pick lilies from there, then go to a weaver's house, eat with them, talk with them, then buy 2 meters of fabric each. Uh-huh. And she used to make sure that we hear the stories, hear how it was made, etc. So she made our childhood like a full drama, like a story in our head. So for us, it was the best holiday ever. Even if people would just go to I've been to Hyderabad, this city, that city, and that. And for us, it'll be like, you don't know ours. We swam with the toads. We literally we bought our own fabric. We are going to design our own dresses, for pujo. Okay. So even if we had limited means, father was in railways, sub-inspector, and then we didn't have much money. Month-end money would just end. And we knew all of that. And then we would not know about that part, but we would know we would be creating something when we come back home. So the whole year we would be planning for the festive. Every time we go to village, we'll pick something or the other and we keep attaching it to the dress and make it pretty. So for us, stories meant a lot, right? So when we see Suta, if you see our products, it's all about stories. It's about celebration. It's about getting inspired from the nature and talking about how the sari has traveled from so many households, so many people have touched, kids have played around, and the sari has come to you. And that's what we wanted to bring from the villages, because we know how beautiful it is made, and how sometimes people who don't know it might not even value it as much. And we wanted to change that. We wanted to revolutionize sari, as you started saying that. And right? Why saris? Because again, it was just that it's such a beautiful attire, and in corporate world, when we used to wear it, we know we turn heads. Any gender.
You turn heads anyway. Let's not kid anybody.
A sari. It's like the key. And it was not just that. It was that people said that, oh, you're so carrying it so beautifully, but I don't think I can. Or I need an occasion to wear. And we just thought that it has to come back. It's high time. Mm-hmm, yeah. We all just wear saris. And
I so get that when you say that, I don't carry it off well. I need an occasion to wear that. And, all these mind blocks that you have, because I got married and I had a trousseau full of, the heavy silks and vagera. I didn't touch them. I gave them away to everybody. When I hit 50, I don't know what sort of a realization I had. I said, okay, I should perhaps start wearing saris now. And, draping and all was terrible, because earlier whenever I got into a sari, it was like I was like a doll, and my sister-in-laws or whoever was around would wrap me into it, do the pinning, do the pleats, vagera. So I was relatively decent, and it was like armor clad. There would be pins everywhere to make sure it didn't get out. I thought I couldn't do it, to be honest. There was that fear, like it's so stiff, how do I get the pleats right? And after, I think, a couple of months of getting into the sari, and I only wear sari for formal, like when I'm on stage or whatever, I realized it's a very forgiving garment.
Yeah.
It doesn't care. You can just throw it on and it will still look lovely. And I think what I saw with Suta when you all started out way back on your page was this softness that made it accessible to somebody who was a non-draper. And I remember the first Suta I had, it was that softness that made me feel, okay, I can drape this, I can manage this. So how did you arrive at that, taking out all the starch, taking out the kanji, making it soft and like feeling like second skin? I think that was what really got me so interested in the Suta.
That was one of the reason we started. Biggest reason is that we always took ma's sari, which she would have worn 2-3 times after the starch is worn out, is when we'll pick it up and say, hey, today I'm going to wear this to office. And we always, both of us would pick that sari, and we just looked at each other. We said, if this sari is what both of us like, and nobody else is getting it, and every time you give it back, she'll always get it starched and again put it in the cupboard, and then we're not touching it. I said, there's something missing, right? If there are girls like us, maybe who want to buy something like this, simple, basic saris, just make it very, very functional, and not those, you're like stiff and thinking, oh my god, my pleat is here, my pleat is there, and what will happen if this slips, and what if the pin is not there, and stuff like that. People don't wear it because of wrong petticoat, blouse is not matching. Without all of this, because we don't care, maybe there would be a group of women who would not care like us. And when we built Suta, we thought that how do we make it sexy? How do we make it easy? How do we make it accessible? Young girls should wear it. Wardrobe, the ones which is difficult, you don't touch it often. And saris was made to look it's difficult. That okay, once you buy, you have to put foliaging, you have to iron it crisply, the pleats have to be in place, and all these notions that we have built around a sari, and you have to have a matching blouse. All of that, you have to go to a tailor who will stitch it for you, will take measurement, and all of that like taboo that was attached to a sari.
But it was
for
not that.
unknown reasons.
We saw it,
And
our grandma would just wear it, just anything, and wear it, sometimes without a petticoat, but just make it double fold and tie it. So we knew there's so many ways, and we felt, why is not everybody seeing this? And I remember when we first, launch, which was like the Mal sari with no border, barely some tassels we added. That's it. Nothing, no prints on it, nothing. And when we first got them, it was starched, of course, because the weavers refused. And the biggest reason, I'll tell you why they refused, is that they said, "Ma'am, इसमें ना defect दिख जाता है. When we put starch, defect छुप जाएगा.
Okay.
And then you love it more." And I'm like, let the defects show.
Like the Persian carpets.
True. Let it be. Let be visible. If there are threads ऊपर नीचे, I'm okay with it. Weaving defect है ना, I am okay with it. You made it, I'll take it. So he didn't agree. First, we just had to buy a starched product, and we came back home, all of us. So we got like 40-50 saris carried with us back to our house. Dad was posted in Howrah, and there was this huge British bungalow we lived in, and the massive bathroom. We had like many buckets. We kept putting it here and the other bucket and the other bucket.
Multiple washes.
Multiple to remove the starch, to de-starch it.
40
Drying
saris.
it and again 40 saris. And all of us, me, Ma, Baba, Tanya, all of us with the helps. All of us are washing saris.
Our cousins, it was
How
summer
did you
vacation
dry
for them.
so many saris is what I need to know.
Railway bungalows.
Oh, lovely.
Railway houses.
Yeah.
So we had people we just kept doing it, and we realized it's such a cumbersome process, and we realized the defect is
By the way, when we were hanging the saris in the garden or the angan, it was such a beautiful sight. We shot pictures of it. We shot pictures of it flying. We put it up. People loved it. It just flew off.
Yeah,
And
immediately
we could not meet the demand.
it just flew off. We realized that there are people who love soft, who want comfort, but they're just not getting it, and nobody's talking about it. It was just slowly fading away. Like saris would have just gone like shoo.
And once when we go to the local stores, usually you go to the local stores. There's so many in your neighborhood, and when we go there to buy saris for ourselves, they would show us the jazzy ones, the fancy ones, which is again difficult. You'll not wear it regularly, you know it. And when I say, oh, ऊपर जो रखा है वो दिखाइए ना, किसके लिए ले रहे हो?
Okay.
So it's just such a
Hierarchical thing.
It's just like set. The rules are set. You can't change it. It's not worth it that, we can't be just dependent on somebody doing it. Let's just take charge and let's start something. And that's when we
And it was a lot of talking that was required. That telling people that, oh, it's such a fun thing. I'm wearing a blue with a yellow
crop top. Remember, we started with crop tops and t-shirts and wearing with boots and shoes. So we did all of that to break the notion that saris are not supposed to be one way, one thing, that you have to wear it only in Diwali with a lot of jewelry. You don't have to do
Yeah,
all of that.
and you have to wear heels. No.
Yeah.
You can do
wear
whatever.
flats. Yeah, you can wear whatever. I remember those early posts, of course. And I sort of took courage from that. And when I first wore a sari with a t-shirt,
Oh, no.
a lot of people were like, what are you wearing? What are you wearing? What is this? Why are you spoiling a good sari? Why are you spoiling? I'm like, and then there were the others, as you say, who loved it.
Yeah.
So I think you found your niche not in a certain generation, but I think what you've done is get the younger generation, that is even college students upwards, have started liking the sari. When you decided that you wanted to bring back the sari, did you all have any demographic in mind? Did you all think we are going to create stuff that is going to appeal to this particular age group or anything, or did it just happen organically?
So we thought there'll be girls like us.
Okay.
So when we started, we were late 20s, and we thought there'll be girls like us, and of course like 30 to 35ish who would love our saris. We never thought it'll be very young kids. That was there in our head somewhere, but then we thought it's not easy to break into, like Gen Zs picking up a sari just like that, and buying their own saris, because usually we have all grown up with taking our mom's saris for farewells and events, whatever college events, but never buying a sari. But now when we see that Gen Zs are buying their first saris of Suta, it is amazing. Like we just didn't imagine that.
It was a far-fetched dream.
Yeah.
We never wrote it down or said it loud that, oh, we want this to happen. But
It did.
it did. I mean, it's such a dream come true, because we wanted youngsters to start wearing saris, and then also think of buying their own, because then it becomes regular.
And another interesting thing was your choice of colors, your palette. Tell me about how you all went about shortlisting that palette, because it was very unusual for the time. These very soft colors, these very blended sort of ombre tones that you all had with all your saris, the initial ones. Of course, now you've got like a complete selection of everything. But the earliest, what was your process to come up with that particular palette for your saris?
We went really like basic, and we went with a lot of our gut, like completely whatever we liked, we made. We didn't there was no research, honestly. There was actually no research on color, that what's going in the market, what should we do, what should be selling most. Absolutely no, there was no intention like that. We did want to, of course, give a lot of work to the weavers and hence sell a lot, but we first instinct was to go with gut, because things which you don't get will make. Like for this is one of our first colors, and we just mixed red and a white, and they were like, if you want pink, then we get pink thread. I'm like, no, mix a red in the warp and weft mein white. And then like, ma'am, if let's say what happens is by mistake, if they don't see it while weaving or they just do it fast, 2 red threads will come together. They'll be like, there'll be mota red line, then white. Don't do all of that. Pink se karte hain. I'm like, do it. And they made it, and look at this color. You don't get these colors, right?
And honestly, we love those minor defects, and
you can see the that look minor things, like the different colors, a little bit of texture which is little different. You'll feel it because it's woven. And we mixed also like orange and blue, and which weavers also said like, "Kya hai, ma'am? Kya niklega? Like, just do it. Let's see."
Let's try. You didn't research the market, you said, and you didn't research what colors would do. But did you research fabric, textile, sari, all that, or did you just go with your gut?
I'll tell you, we learnt a lot on the go, but we didn't do research. We knew that Dida and Thakuma is grandmothers. They wore saris, which is good for the skin.
Okay.
Because they wore it through the morning till night. They used to sleep in it.
Yeah.
Sleeping in a sari is a beautiful feeling.
Oh,
so all of
feels
that.
so good. Have you tried that? Please do that.
Oh,
please do
try.
that. Oh my god.
Okay, so all of that, when we see that, the most comfortable or the most, the material they wore the most was malmal, which is soft and used to hug the skin and used to just drape however. She used to again just open the sari and drape it a little properly and used to step out to the market. The same sari. So I felt that I haven't seen this material being used much. It's become very a household thing now in places where this which is very hot. But let's bring it. Let's see how people receive it, because who doesn't like comfort?
Yeah.
But having said that, we also innovated a lot of different fabric which were not there. For example, modal and mal. That was not done ever. So when we spoke to Aditya Birla and they said, let's the thread called modal, and we spoke to the weavers, can we weave it? It's very thin and very light. I said, try it with malmal. It was not done before, only we did it, and it became a hit, super hit.
Yeah.
It's not that we shy away from trying, but at the same time, so there is never that fear is dictating anything. Like there's not this, we only have to always see the number to take a decision, though we are both numbers people. But when it comes to creating things, it's not always driven by number. It's a lot to do with our feelings, our gut, also our team's thing. We listen to customers a lot, like literally a lot. Even from the beginning, when they said that why don't you do darker colors also, not just pastel, we did that. So it's not that we didn't listen. It was also kind of
me
a
and
research.
Sujata, we never made maroon for whatever reason. And customers said, oh, you never have maroon in your palette.
Yeah, they did.
And when we launched it, it became a bestseller.
It's called Beet and Turnip, and we have sold thousands and thousands of Beet and Turnip.
Okay.
And it's a bestseller. But that's a research, that's a customer research. And even now when we do something launches, we make sure there is some version of maroon there because customers love it, and we've fallen in love. So yeah.
It's a lovely color for the Indian skin.
Yeah, it is.
It is. Now I do know that you have a design team in place. But earlier when you were innovating, how did you all actually go about deciding that, you did various things? You did this frill sari, you did the tassels, the pom-poms, your designs were very unique. So how did you come about those designs? Were you all searching out stuff, or you all just seeing stuff in stores and maybe regular high street fashion and seeing how you could adapt that into a sari? I don't know. I'm just very curious as to how you all brought very contemporary look and feel to a sari.
Wow.
I'll tell you that like a couple of things that happen. So one is we're very inspired by the nature. Whenever we see something and we're like, oh, wow, look at that flower and that leaf together, that color looks amazing. Lot of inspiration comes from the nature. But when we look at designs, we look at a lot of times, maximum times it happens that if the weaver community is free, if they don't have work at this time, say for example the ikat weavers are not having work because the earlier collection didn't do well, so they get priority first, and then again the base material happens when the other weavers are free. So this thread is coming, silk is lying, so silk goes there and ikat happens. So a lot of that permutation combination happens.
Okay.
But I feel the design team also, right? Just stepping a little back, I'm saying how we hired the design team also, and how they are they're as crazy as we are, or even more crazy. Yet we hired without seeing the portfolio. I think nobody would accept this, and people might laugh saying how two founders have hired the whole team without seeing portfolio. I'm sure they have, the team members now, the two heads, they have seen the portfolio and hired more designers. But the first two leads who we hired, the heads, Ela and Harsh, okay. Harsh's CV we never saw. He kept messaging us, and he kept saying, I am in Banaras, I am looking at this weave, please see my CV and let me just come join you, do a small project for you. And me and Taniya like, what is this? He's so interested, like if he's so keen. Taniya is like, but we don't need designer, we are designing ourselves and we have Ela. And I'm like, let's just hire, because this guy is so interested. And then he joined after a year. He was telling me, did you not see my portfolio? I had done this project. I said, what portfolio? He's like, you didn't see why did you hire me?
Because you were persistent.
Because you were persistent. Ela, for that matter, she just messaged for the first person who we hired. She said, you guys, your designs are so pretty. I want to paint in your saris. I said, come join us. And she would have sent her portfolio in my email, which is still there, I'm sure, and I've never seen it again. And she joined as a painter. Like, she would just come to paint. That's what her work was. And then she kept doing everything. Photoshoot mein aa gayi, idhar aa gayi, design
Brilliant kids, like brilliant people, honestly. And
but without CV, without anything, didn't even see their marks, nothing. Didn't even know where. I knew there was some NIFT, there was some NID, and
May all job offerers be like you.
But so many times we hired just
it
like
works
that.
the best.
It works
honestly.
the best. It worked brilliantly for us.
They're the founding members in the company, and they've done amazingly well.
And how we create things also, like how we said the contemporary thing comes in the sari, is because we see sari like that. In our head, sari is so I think our visions are aligned, the teams and ours, that sari should be something that should be replacing another clothing from your cupboard. So a jeans should be replaced by a sari. So something like that is in our head. Should be comfortable. Why would you go for that, right? Now we launched pre-drape with pockets.
Okay.
So why did we do pockets? Is because we knew sari ka main problem is you can't keep it in the pocket, right? So now this side will always have a pocket if you get it pre-draped, pre-stitched. So we are always figuring out, because so we have a problem statement and we are addressing it. Comfortable, you should look smart, it should be a head turner for sure. These basic things are there, and then because you want it, you will keep, ideas will never stop. I think if you have couple of goals or couple of questions or some problems you're trying to solve, you'll keep making things.
Have you ever been tempted to try denim for saris?
Happening.
Happening. Oh yeah. It's one of our launches.
Oh, lovely. So
denim blouses and
denim inspired saris. The colors would be a lot of craft, but it's not exactly denim, but the
denim
color
inspired. Oh,
yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that.
And denim blouses with that. So yeah.
So far your fabrics have been all natural. Have you ever been tempted to go into non-natural fibers for anything?
So there are a couple of products. There are products which has a little bit of those, but that is also because of a problem statement we were trying to address. Like for example, we did it during the Holi one of the launches with that. Those are gone from the portfolio. But then I'm saying they were there because there was a reason. Because the people were asking, can I just put it in the washing machine again and again and again? And I'm like, natural fiber will have a lifeline, right? You have to take care. You cannot. Silk, you can't tell me I will put in the machine. Silk will die. You just
blasphemy.
I know, just listening to it, and especially from non-Indians, not people who are not in India, from abroad, they would just say, please make it machine washing, and I'm like, can't do it. And we did couple of tweaks like that, but our main larger vision is to stick to natural.
But we don't get tempted, honestly, because there's so much to do with what we have right now, and they'll always be
innovating,
natural
right?
fiber.
For example, viscose and those materials which are man-made but at the same time natural. So we're trying to innovate and figure out it could be machine wash. Like this sari is a machine wash sari. Can do machine wash, but it's natural, right? So things like that we're constantly innovating, and hence I say when you have some goals in your head, you always come with creativity. Like a mother for a kid, like if you have a baby in the house and not eating, fussing all the time, you would keep creating food which the kid will like, right?
Yeah.
So it's like that.
Yeah, totally.
Talking about creating food and stuff, a lot of your social media is very personal. And you've built up your brand and yourselves on social media. There's a lot of sharing and lovely little snippets from your life and the kids and your holidays and everything. So have you never been tempted to keep the two separate and to keep it disparate, or does it feed on the other? How does it work for you?
Honestly, it's we share snippets of our lives because the brand feels very personal, and a lot of people relate to it and say that I'm part of your community because they feel that they are also part of it. And that's been one of the I think the key source for our growth. And it's not that it's very intermingled. Since we are the face of the brand, it also so happens that people forgive us easily. They know our story. They know that we are like living beings. It's not just a brand. It's even if we have grown in numbers, people just see as a homegrown small good brand, and that has always helped us.
Yeah, because
And
honesty comes through with that.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, it's not a very conscious decision that we have made that we will show our family or we will do this. Now, consciously, I'm trying to not put my sons because he's growing up. I just feel that it'll be good that if he doesn't appear on my page, that's the only consciously I've done. But apart from that, everything felt very natural. Like for me, even now, I don't shy away from putting on anything. Like there's absolutely nothing except for that one thing caveat in my head that I don't want to put my son's photos up because I know the parents sometimes follow me, the teachers are following me, right? So I can't be doing that. So it's unfair for him. But apart from that, everything, if I'm cooking, I don't cook. Sorry. If Tanya is cooking.
Tanya's a cook, I know.
Or if my composting, my gardening, which is like, it's such a big part of me. And I'm wearing like randomest clothes, but I don't feel shy to put my absolute no makeup, hair flying everywhere look. So I put it up because it just feels like
I
doing
just feel
something
that
nice and I'm inspiring
social media
people
should be
maybe.
real and
Yeah.
more real than
Okay.
fake. And
And the moment you put a number like I have to post on this, like this day, that day, I think that will become daunting. And I absolutely don't do that. That to follow that algorithm, that making sure that I am on top and all of that, posting every day at this time,
we don't do that
yeah.
for personal pages, and it's all handled by ourselves.
It's not
Yeah.
managed by the team. So.
Yeah, that is the lovely thing about your pages, that they're very real and they're very, you can identify with that. Okay?
I love your page.
And
Oh
honestly,
my
we
God.
connect with so many people on social media because they're all real.
Correct.
And we met through that, right? And we have connected through that, and I enjoy it because I am real and I connect with real people. And so we'll keep it that way always.
Lovely. When you started out, you all were doing your shoots yourself in your home, coming up, changing fatafat and putting up the picture. Tell us a little about that phase, because of course there was a lot of creativity involved because you had that limited space and you had how many looks and how many variations could you get in that little space. But you guys pulled it off.
Even now we travel with a suitcase of clothes wherever we go. We went to Sri Lanka, now we carried clothes.
Family vacation
And
completely.
Ma, Baba, all four of us are sitting and they're like, finally this time you guys are not carrying work, right? Because now they know there's a team, and every time we shoot now, at least there are two people in the house. Even now we shoot in the house when the kids are asleep. But when they come to our houses, then the mom know that there's a person who's taking the video, somebody's taking up the camera, and we are not doing everything ourselves. I think now abhi to trip pe nahi leke jayenge. Like, no, one suitcase has come already, we're taking it. And we literally took it. We both of us ironed, when all of them are asleep, everyone's like happy, we spend time with them. Afternoon, everyone's napping, we get out.
gives
We
us a
ironing
rush
clothes.
to
It
do
is
these
so
things.
fun. It is, I feel that's the best because we connect with our dresses. I hate it when we don't shoot our own clothes. I really, it gives me so much of happiness and joy because I would love to project or present the clothing the way I have or we have envisaged it, like how we have dreamt it to look like. I don't like it if it's not done justice with. There has been shoots by different people which we have not liked because I just felt they are not owning the clothes. So I feel there's so much emotion attached to how we've made and everything, and we have no I don't think we shy away from doing this hard work when somebody is shooing away, don't shoot here. I'm like, okay, sorry, fine. We'll just go there. And there's no tent to change. I'm like, okay, fine. So in Sri Lanka, we were shooting on the beach. I was wearing my, bikini, and we were just changing nicely there and we were shooting there. People are standing and staring, what are these two girls doing?
Yeah,
But you got your shots.
We
got our shots.
Amazing shoot.
Happy,
And
yeah.
in the house during COVID, it helped us so much because I think when you have limited resources to create just with that, it's another kind of rush.
It's
and
like
fun.
MasterChef my
So
mystery
it's-
box, right?
Yeah.
So it's something as
Given
little is
that.
given to you, they make better dishes. It's like that. So when both of us were together locked in that house, she was very pregnant.
Yeah.
And
And small house.
it's very small house and many people in the house locked in. And there was this flower bed and there was no distance in for shoots.
Yeah,
and
we had just one or two lenses, and
we have to go
distance is
lights
too
also. No,
much.
we didn't have light in the house. We always do sunlight. If you've seen our shoots, we are mostly natural light shoot. So you have to wait for that hour, which is where the sun enters from this side because Bombay house only like facing one side. So this light coming and then Tanya goes then in the flower bed and bending like that. I said, oh my God, if she falls with that belly of hers, massive belly of hers, and this corner looks so bad. And we both got my kids acrylic paint, like those wax crayons, and we painted the whole wall, like drew. And then I stood there in the corner, couldn't even stand because there was no distance.
I love that shoot.
It's one of our best shoots.
Okay, so because this is a podcast on creativity, I'd like to know about your creative process now after all these years. Have you all seen a shift in how you all approach creating your designs and your fabrics and your saris and the very innovative products you have now? So is there a shift in your process? Is there a more deliberate movement to a certain direction? Do you go season-wise? How does it happen for you now?
I think it has become much more methodical.
Yeah.
Because when we are small, to do mistakes, it was easy. When the volumes increase, you scale up. You can't do mistakes and just backtrack. So everything is thought and methodical. We have a calendar plan for 2025 also. And what should be there, and which weaver should be working for this, because the depth of each SKU is too much.
So every product we design, we have to make at least 100 and 120 pieces. I can't just on my whim and say, oh my, let me just make a golden sari with a blue thing and here red dots.
And working together as a team, is there somebody who is the more creative of the two? Does somebody come up with the basic idea and somebody refines them? How does it work? So it's Sujata. Taniya.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I would like to spend more time in creativity and spending more time in just dreaming and ideating and all of that, but
you have to pull her back some days. And if we had to just do our things, I would be mostly sitting with like numbers and stuff, and Tanya would mostly be sitting with like a pen and pencil and drawing something. Like that's most days.
Mostly that, but we both are creative and we both like numbers, but just a little bit here and there. But the design team is amazing. We are so attached to what goes out that everything goes via us. Even if they have been in the company for the longest time, they can take all the calls. But
not all departments, but design is something that is closely working with us.
Okay.
And I don't think we'll keep it that way.
And photography also is a passion. I believe you all started out intending to get into photography full time. Tell us a bit about that.
That was funny. She came to Bombay because she got a job here. I came following her because she is here. Which other city do I choose? We grew up in different small towns, and that was not an option after MBA. So I came here. We started living together, and every evening we used to say that, what do we do? Is this what we wanted to do? And because we got back after 8 to 10 years, we are away. And every evening we used to talk the same thing, and we said, let's start something small along with our jobs,
which we
see.
love. Yeah, that was the main thing. And then since she loved photography, and even I loved when I was young, mostly because I loved it, and hence I gifted her a camera in college. So she learned photography there.
Yeah.
And we said, let's do photo shoots because it's beautiful. We'll be with the nature, and we'll do like pre-weddings and all of that. Then we entered wedding also. We literally went to weddings, but then the bride and groom just never arrived, and we were like sleepy, and it's not like syncing the calendar.
I think Indian weddings are difficult.
Very difficult.
But we enjoyed doing that.
Yeah.
But we didn't see anything happening there. So it was just like, we love doing it and we're getting money
but
for
that
it.
also led to Suta.
Yeah.
Because we thought, let's do something controlled. Like, let's do product photo shoots. Let us make our own products and shoot and tell the world that we are best in product photo shoot. But then people loved our product. What to do?
That was back in 2014 and 14 and
then we started selling those clothes.
Okay, so those were how it all started.
Yeah, that's how it started.
Funny.
Yeah, it was funny.
But we could not put our fingers at, when we said that our work should have some impact in people's lives, that was not happening.
Yeah, so we were not happy.
Then we thought NGO ka photo shoot karenge for free.
We did that.
Because then you see that, okay, their products are selling, someone is making it. So that was happening.
So we did a lot of shoots.
But how long do you do it for free? That's not making sense. And again, so impact, and again we said that,
so once we started selling those dresses, we said, let's just get the fabric from weavers like our ma did. Then we went to the villages, went and saw saris, and we were like,
this is what we wanted.
This is what aha moment happened in the village.
Aha moment
kept happening.
Now when you have saris, now you have pre-draped saris, are there any other aspects that you want to explore of the sari that you've been thinking about? Because the sari is like ripe for more innovation, I think.
Yeah, it is. I think sari is sometimes something which will always be our core category, right? We now are going to deviate from saris and blouses. It will be like, we absolutely love it, and I think we are also known as a brand Suta, if you hear, you'll first think of a sari and blouse, right? Even if we do dresses and menswear. But these are other categories: menswear, kidswear, dresses. Also similar like jewelry, which is complementing. So these are categories which we will enter for sure. But yeah, there is
There's so much to
limit.
do in just saris and crafts. Recently we launched ajrak plus bandhani plus Lucknow chicken, a little bit on that, and bringing more craft in just one piece.
Wow.
You know, there's so much to do out there. And again, there was scrap fabric left of organza. We thought, okay, we have to throw it. What else do we do with it? On a mal sari, we made flowers here, like 3D flowers hanging here and 3D flower here with those organzas. So there's so much to do when you see, when your vision is in place, that you don't want to waste too much.
And I always say, always look at your waste bin, you'll get gold there. Literally, whenever we are trying to figure out what are we doing in the waste, the best design comes out of that. Always. Like she said, that scrap fabric, we made flowers, we made tons of great designs just by looking at, this is lying, and mix these two and make something.
We made bags because the tailors, when they had free time, all the scrap fabric they were stitching and they made a fabric out of it. I said, what do we do about it? They said, let's make bags because it's a thick fabric now. And then we made bags and people are loving it. So I think we'll keep doing that, but sari has to be innovated more and more. We have much more plans in place, but I'm not going to tell you all of that. We'll see.
One thing is out already, denim.
But the amazing things that we have planned, and there's so much to do.
Can't wait. Also, when you do travel a lot, so do you bring back any influences from your travel that have gone into your saris? Tell us about them.
A lot. Like first, one of our designs were like only fish block prints, fish and all. Aquatic life. It was only because we both were for a trip, Thailand. All we did was like our watches, mobiles, everything was in the hotel. We were only with books and sketchbooks and everything. We were just drawing, reading, and only that. And we came back and we launched those fish saris.
You know what we do? I didn't learn all these softwares to put the ideas in place. So I had to send all these snapshot of my sketchbook, ye fish.
And we write scale, say 1.5 inch, 2 inches, muh itna bada and all. We just would say like the basic language. Our initial designs are all that. But now the design team is very, very equipped. So we just have to tell them and they make it. And that's why I said that even the store design, it happens on pen and paper. So we say that यहाँ पे नहीं table ऐसा होना चाहिए वैसे. Just draw it. It's easy.
There's much more joy in doing things basic way.
Basic is easy and beautiful.
Being analog in a digital world, of course.
But don't you think when you travel yourself, like when you're just traveling mindlessly or going somewhere, you think that, I should do this in my life. And you see people, you said, I could dance again. Like we were talking just before this in the break that, I could sing again. When you're in a different space from your regular life, if you're taken out and you're put in a different place, you look at life from an umbrella perspective and you think that, I could do this. Life is like just
and you
one
look
life.
your business
so
also
much.
like that. Like not just life, right? Business you can do so much. Like and what are you really chasing? And that's one of the things that I think at Suta we truly believe in, that it's not just the top line we chase. It's not just also the bottom line that we should chase. We should chase bigger things like impact. Right? It's always going to be in our DNA, and that's what we keep talking about. That when the weaver is, if you can't give work to the weaver, how much of money you earn or things you're putting in the bank, it's not going to matter at all. At the end of the day, you're not going to be happy because we started thinking about the weavers, and
that's a lovely philosophy actually, because the larger picture is always there at the back of whatever you're doing. Finally, what do you see Suta becoming, and what is your vision for Suta? I mean, when you started, you were just a few saris, 120, whatever, and selling at Little Flea and all that. And now 10 stores already, 10 more to come. What's coming up for Suta?
See, I'll tell you, we put numbers for generally AOP planning and, 5-year plans should be there on paper. We do all of that. But that's not our target. That's not our goal to just achieve that revenue number and bottom line. Not only that.
We measure it in a very different way. For example, the team should be super agile. We all work together, and we are actually all of us together. We're making it this year is that making the team super agile. Everyone knows about every work. Weavers are super happy. Numbers end में कितना meet करना है, that is not the goal. Like that's not the push on. That's not the only goal. Yeah. So our bigger goal, larger goal is something else, and hence I don't want to put like after 5 years I want to be that brand or this brand. I would rather be like we are equally creative, passionate, and the team is super happy, and at the same time we are profitable. You know, just making money so that we can do this happily for many years to
growing
come.
the weaver base, making sure giving them constant work throughout the year, and not saying that ye kharab ho
पैसे
gaya
खत्म हो
launch
गए.
and I
Because the
can't
moment
work with
we
you.
suffer, if we are not being able to make money or we are not getting money, we all we'll do is first is stopping their work. We would hate that.
But, like reduce costs, right? This is the easiest way to save yourself, and that's why we don't ever want to go. And hence, however we grow, these things should never change. And making one more person wear saris every day.
Bring the sari back.
Yes.
So the lovely thing is what has happened with Suta and what has happened for this generation is, I think we owe you a great debt for that, is that it's no longer like the kimono.
Yeah, thank God. Yeah.
It's not the kimono anymore. It's
Yeah.
an everyday garment now.
It has to be. It's, and I feel like it has to travel internationally, and hence we are making all these pre-draped ones, which you can just put a hook.
So anybody can wear it, you know.
So just to introduce saris to other people who are not in India or not Indians. So because they are also getting introduced to Indian culture and intrigued to wear these garment. And just have one piece in the wardrobe maybe to start with.
Slowly, yeah.
And I will work towards it.
So do we see a Suta on the red carpet at Kaam?
It is happening.
It is happening.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
We're just waiting for the photos. At least we know at least three, four people wearing. So we're just waiting for the photos to come out.
Oh, brilliant.
I know it's too much.
It's amazing to see homegrown brands going up there. So.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Congratulations on
Thank
that. That
you.
is huge.
That's huge. Yeah.
And may it go to the Met Gala also someday. That's the part. Thank you so much, ladies, for your time. This was great fun. And I'm looking forward to those pictures from the red carpet.
Oh,
Ooh,
yes,
I can't
that's
wait.
true.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Hope it happens. But thank you so
Yes.
much. But
Thank
I think
you.
after this, I feel my creative juices are like all out, and I have like a couple of notes too. Like I'm just going in the car, and I say to dos. I have so many to dos now in my head. I just get it done.
It's lovely to just talk about creativity.
Yeah,
and
it is.
it's
Thank you
great.
for doing this.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for
My
having
pleasure.
us.
Thank you for taking time out, girls.